The gym is empty at 6 in the morning, the way I like it. I wrap my hands anyway, even though there's no fight waiting for me. Old habit. The kind that doesn't know it's useless yet. 5 years ago, I was 2 rounds from a title. My shoulder gave out in the corner between rounds, and it never came back right. The doctors called it career-ending. The city called it a joke. Now they call me the tragic has-been who coaches other people's dreams because he ran out of his own. Mo walks in, kicking the door open with his foot, 2 coffees in his hands. Wrapping your hands again, he says. For who? Keeps me sane, I say. Keeps you broke. He hands me a coffee. Roland called. Said if we don't have rent by Friday, he's changing the locks. I know. You know. Great. Very reassuring, Dane. What do you want me to say, Mo? I don't have it. He doesn't answer that. He just sits on the edge of the ring, sipping his coffee like it's the only stable thing in the room. Vera comes down the stairs behind me. We live above the gym, which used to feel romantic and now just feels like proof I never left this building. She's already dressed for work, blazer sharp, hair done. She doesn't look at me. Hasn't in a while, not really. There's coffee, I say. I'll get some at the office, she says. Big day. Just busy. She grabs her bag off the counter. Don't forget Deja has practice at 4. I remember. She still hasn't looked at me. Not once. I used to be the first thing she saw in the morning. Now I'm furniture. Vera. What? I open my mouth and nothing comes out that sounds right. Nothing. Have a good day. She pauses like she wants to say more. Then she doesn't. The door shuts. Deja comes down 2 minutes later. Backpack too big for her. Hair half brushed. Daddy, can you do my braid? Mommy left already. Come here, champ. She climbs onto the stool while I work the braid the way Priya taught me, badly, but she never complains. You're gonna coach me one day, she says. Like Isla. You want to fight? I want to be like you. Everybody says you were the best. Everybody, huh? Uncle Mo says you were the best in the whole city. Uncle Mo exaggerates. He said you'd be champion if your shoulder didn't break. I tie off the braid. Some things don't work out how you plan. Doesn't mean you stop. Are you gonna stop? No, baby. I'm not gonna stop. She hugs me hard around the neck, the kind of hug that doesn't know how much it's holding up. You're still a champion to me. Go on, you'll miss the bus. She grabs her bag and runs out. I watch her through the window, small against the morning light, until she's out of sight. Mo's still on the ring apron. Kids got more faith in you than the whole city combined. Yeah. Speaking of faith. The bell above the door rings, and Roland Pierce walks in like he owns the place, because technically he does. Dane. He doesn't say hello. He never says hello. We need to talk about the rent. I know what we need to talk about. You're 3 months behind. I've got a guy who wants to turn this place into a CrossFit box. Pays on time. Doesn't make me chase him down. Give me till Friday. I gave you till Friday last Friday. Roland. Friday, Dane. I mean it this time. He looks around at the peeling paint, the cracked mirrors, like he's already measuring it for somebody else's equipment. Then he leaves the same way he came in, no goodbye, just the bell over the door. Mo exhales. Well, that was pleasant. Shut up, Mo. I walk to the window instead of answering him again. Vera's car is still in the lot, running, but she's not driving yet. She's just sitting there, staring at her phone. A small smile on her face I haven't seen aimed at me in months. Then she pulls out, and the smile goes with her. I don't know why my chest feels tight watching her taillights disappear down the street. I tell myself it's nothing. I tell myself a lot of things lately that don't feel true when I say them out loud. They hired me an assistant, Vera says one night, not looking up from her laptop. Colton Reyes. He's supposed to help with the promotion push. That's good, I say. Extra hands. He's sharp. Firm's excited about him. I don't think much of it. Why would I? The work dinner comes 2 weeks later. Vera asks me to come, says it'll look good, the whole team plus spouses. I put on the one blazer I still own that fits and stand next to her while people I don't know shake my hand and ask what I do. I coach fighters. I say, and watch their smiles flatten a little, like they were hoping for a better answer. Then Colton walks over. You must be Dane. He's got a watch that costs more than my monthly rent and a handshake that's a little too firm, like he's testing something. Vera talks about you. Does she? Says you used to box professionally. That's incredible. Used to. Still impressive. His smile doesn't move past his mouth. It never reaches his eyes. I notice that and file it away without knowing why. He turns to Vera. You crushed that pitch today, by the way. Client wouldn't shut up about you after. Stop, she says. But she's smiling the kind of smile I haven't gotten in months. I'm serious. You should have seen their faces. You had them the second you opened your mouth. You're exaggerating. I don't exaggerate. Ask anyone in that room. He puts a hand on her shoulder for half a second too long. Just a second. I tell myself I'm imagining it. I'll grab you a drink, he says, and walks off before I can answer for her. He's good at his job, Vera says, watching him go. Seems like it. He's the reason I might actually make partner this year. You have no idea how much easier he's made everything. That's great, Vera. What's that face? No face. Dane. I said no face. I take a sip of my drink and don't say anything else, because I don't have words for a feeling that doesn't have proof yet. Priya shows up at the gym 2 days later, still in her scrubs from a shift. You look terrible, she says. Thanks. When's the last time you took Vera out? Just the two of you? Priya. I'm serious. You used to fight for everything you wanted. This ring. Your career. Now you've got the most important fight of your life sitting right in your kitchen, and you're not even in the ring for it. It's not that simple. It's exactly that simple. You're just tired. She grabs my wrist. Fight for her, Dane, before somebody else decides to. Nobody's deciding anything. You're reading into a work dinner. I'm reading into the way you've been walking around like a ghost for months. That's not about a work dinner. That's about you. You don't know what you're talking about. Maybe not. But I know you. And I know when you've stopped swinging. I don't answer that. I wrap my hands instead, because it's easier than looking at her. That night Vera gets home at 11. Client emergency, she says before I even ask. Deck was due tomorrow morning and it wasn't ready. You could have called. I texted you. You texted me 2 words at 9. I was busy, Dane. That's what busy looks like. Okay. I believe you. I do believe her. Mostly. There's just a small, quiet piece of me that doesn't, and I hate that piece of me for it because Vera's never given me a real reason to doubt her. Not one I can point to. Not one I can say out loud without sounding like a jealous fool standing in his own kitchen at midnight. She goes up to bed. I stay downstairs a while longer, staring at nothing. That same tight feeling from the parking lot creeping back into my chest. I think about what Priya said about swinging, about fighting for something before it's gone. I don't know what I'm supposed to be fighting yet. That's the part that scares me most. I tell myself it's nothing. I'm getting tired of telling myself that. Vera's phone buzzes constantly now. She laughs at something, then flips it face down the second she notices me watching. What's funny? Ask. Nothing. Work thing. Work thing, I repeat. Yeah. Colton sent a meme about our boss. She doesn't look up. You wouldn't get it. Try me. It's not that deep, Dane. I let it go. I've been letting a lot of things go lately. The one place I don't have to let anything go is the gym with Isla. She's 19, hungry, and better than she knows. Again, I tell her, holding the mitt steady. Faster hands, same power. She throws the combination clean. Jab, cross, hook. The pads snap. That's it, I say. That's the one that wins you the fight. You really think I can win my first bout? I think you can win a lot more than that if you keep listening to me instead of your nerves. My nerves are pretty loud. Louder than me? Nothing's louder than you, coach. She grins, sweat dripping off her chin. You're a good coach, you know that? Somebody's gotta be. Old Sal watches from his stool in the corner, arms crossed, the way he's watched every fighter who's walked through that door for 30 years. You're sharp with her, he says once Isla heads to the locker room. Sharper than I've seen you in years. She's easy to coach. She listens. That's not what I mean. He taps his temple. A man who watches his fighter's corner that close usually forgets to watch his own. My corner's fine, Sal. Is it? He doesn't ask it like a question. You'd know if somebody was circling it? What are you trying to say? Nothing you don't already know, deep down. He gets up, slow, joints cracking. Just don't be the last one to see the punch coming, Dane. That's all I'm saying. I don't have an answer for that, so I don't give him one. Frank Osei walks in an hour later, looking exactly like he did 15 years ago. Sharp suit, sharper eyes, cigar he never lights anymore. Dane Marlowe, he says, like my name still means something. Heard you've got a fighter worth watching. Word travels fast. In this business, it always does. He looks around the gym at the cracked mirrors, the peeling paint. Place has seen better days. So have I. That's actually why I'm here. He sits on the ring apron like he owns half the room. Regional circuits expanding. They need licensed coaches, real ones, not just guys with opinions. I told them about you. Frank. People remember what you were, Dane. 2 rounds from a title. That doesn't disappear because your shoulder did. I'm not exactly first pick for a licensing board. You will be if I put my name behind you. Real salary. Real respect. A real shot at building something again. Why now, Frank? Why come find me after 5 years? Because good coaches are rare and honest ones are rarer. You were always both. He stands, straightens his jacket. Think about it. Don't take too long. He leaves the way he came in, unhurried, like a man who already knows my answer. I stand there a long moment after the door shuts, something shifting loose in my chest. Hope. I haven't felt it in so long I almost don't recognize it. I grab my keys. I need to tell Vera. I need her to see me the way she used to, before all of this, before the injury, before the bills, before whatever's been sitting between us for months. I drive home faster than I should, running the words over in my head, imagining her face when I tell her. Real salary, real respect, a real shot at being someone again. The house is empty. Her car's not in the driveway. Vera? No answer. Her phone is sitting on the kitchen counter. Screen lit up from a new message. I'm not trying to look. I'm just standing near it when it lights up again. Colton. Can't stop thinking about last night. I stare at it. Read it twice, like the words might rearrange themselves into something else if I look hard enough. They don't. The hope in my chest folds in on itself, replaced by something colder. Something I don't have a name for yet. I set the phone back down exactly where it was, like touching it wrong might make this more real than it already is. I stand in my own kitchen, keys still in my hand, and for the first time I let myself think the thing I've been refusing to think for weeks. Something is very wrong, and I have no idea how deep it goes. I'm sitting at the kitchen table when Vera walks in, her keys jangling in her hand, her face already tired before she's even said a word. Hey, she says. You're up late. Who's Colton to you? She freezes, halfway to setting her bag down. What? I saw the message, Vera. On your phone. Can't stop thinking about last night. The color drains out of her face, and for 1 second I hope she's going to tell me it's nothing. Some misunderstanding I can laugh off tomorrow. She doesn't. Dane. How long? Dane, please, can we? How long, Vera? She sets her bag down slowly, like she's buying herself time she doesn't have. 2 months. The word lands like a punch I never saw coming, the kind that used to drop me in the ring before I learned to see them. 2 months. I repeat, because saying it out loud is the only way I can believe it. I didn't plan it. It just happened. Things like this don't just happen. He makes me feel important, Dane. Like I matter. Like what I do matters. Her voice cracks, but she keeps going, like she's been holding this in for weeks and it's finally spilling out whether she wants it to or not. You stopped seeing me a long time ago. You've been so buried in the gym, in what you lost, that you forgot I was still here. So this is my fault. I'm not saying that. That's exactly what you're saying. I'm saying I was lonely, and he noticed and you didn't. I've been trying to keep this family afloat, Vera. Every day. I know that. I do. But trying isn't the same as seeing me, Dane. There's a difference. Something in me goes numb first. A strange, quiet stillness. Like the moment right after getting hit before the pain catches up. Then the numbness burns off and something white-hot takes its place, sitting behind my ribs, begging to come out as something loud. I don't yell. I don't throw anything. I've spent my whole life learning how to control what my body wants to do when it's hurt. I need you to leave the room, I say instead, my voice flat and strange to my own ears. Dane, please, just leave the room. I need to think. She hesitates like she wants to argue, then thinks better of it. She walks out, and I sit there alone at the table, staring at nothing, my hands shaking in a way they haven't shaken since the night my shoulder gave out. A soft knock comes from the hallway a few minutes later. Deja, in her pajamas, hair messy from bed. Daddy? Why is Mommy crying in her room? I stand up fast, wipe my face even though I'm not sure I was crying, and crouch down to her level. Mommy's just tired, baby. Grown-up stuff. Are you mad at her? No. Everything's fine. You look sad. I'm okay. Sometimes grown-ups have hard conversations. It doesn't mean anything's wrong. I'm okay. I promise. I pull her into a hug, holding her tighter than I probably should, because right now she's the only thing in this house that still feels steady. Go back to bed. I love you. Love you too, Daddy. She pads back down the hallway, and I stand alone in the kitchen a long moment, the lie still sitting bitter in my mouth. I don't go to bed. I go to the gym instead, down the back stairs into the dark, and I wrap my hands the way I did that morning, except this time it isn't habit. This time I need it. I hit the bag until my shoulders scream, until my knuckles split against the tape, until the only thing in my head is the sound of leather and the ache in my arms instead of the sound of her voice saying 2 months. I don't know how long I'm out there. Long enough that my shirt is soaked through. Long enough that the sky outside the small window starts doing something between black and gray. The door creaks open behind me. Mo, still in the shirt he wore hours ago. Hair a mess like he threw on whatever was closest. Vera called me, he says. Said you weren't answering. I don't stop hitting the bag. He doesn't try to make me. He just walks over, sits down on the floor against the wall, and waits. He doesn't ask what happened. He doesn't tell me it's going to be okay. He just sits there in the dark at 3 in the morning, letting me hit something until I don't need to anymore. Eventually my arms give out. I slide down against the bag, chest heaving, knuckles raw and bleeding through the tape. Mo hands me a towel without a word. We sit there together, saying nothing, until the sun starts coming up through the cracked window, and for the first time all night, I let myself breathe. I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. I only know I'm not the same man I was yesterday morning. I move a cot into the back office of the gym. It's not much. A desk, a filing cabinet, a window that doesn't open right. But it's mine, and right now that's all I want. Priya shows up with coffee and a folder full of printouts. I found you a lawyer, she says. Family law does a lot of custody cases. I don't need a lawyer. You need to fight for time with Deja, Dane. Vera's not going to hand it to you out of kindness. I don't have it in me to fight right now, Priya. You don't have a choice. That's your daughter. I know whose daughter she is. My voice comes out sharper than I mean it. I'm sorry. I don't have anything left. I'm running on empty. Then borrow some from me. I've got plenty. Priya, I appreciate it. I do. But every time I think about sitting in a courtroom fighting over who gets Deja on Tuesdays, I feel sick. You'd rather just let it happen? Let Vera decide everything. I'd rather not turn my daughter into something people argue over. She's not something, Dane. She's someone who needs her father showing up for her. On paper, not just in feeling. I don't take the folder. Not yet. She leaves it on the desk anyway. Vera picks Deja up for the weekend 2 days later. Colton's in the driver's seat of her car, waving at me through the windshield like we're old friends. He's coming to my dance thing, Deja says, climbing in. He said he'd film it for me. That's nice, baby. I watch the car pull away, Colton's hand resting on the back of Vera's headrest, and something in my chest twists so hard I have to sit down on the curb outside my own gym. Isla notices the change before anyone else does. "You're hitting the mitts harder," she says during our next session. "Like a lot harder." "Good. Means you're working." "No, I mean you're throwing them at me different. Angrier." I ease up, embarrassed. "Sorry." "Don't be sorry. I'm landing cleaner shots than I ever have. I just don't know who I'm fighting for anymore. You or me. That lands somewhere I don't want it to. You're fighting for you, Isla. Always you. Okay. Then stop coaching like you're fighting for something else." Old Sal catches me alone that night, wiping down the mirrors even though nobody's asked him to in years. "You remind me of myself," he says. "Back when my wife left." "You were married?" "Long time ago. Different life." He sets the rag down. "I let the anger run the whole show for 2 years. Missed my son's graduation because I was too busy hating his mother to show up for him. I'm not gonna miss anything with Deja." "You sure? Because right now you're letting Vera and that man dictate every move you make, even the ones inside this gym." He nods toward the ring. "That anger you're feeding Isla, it's not really for her fights. It's for the one you're avoiding. So what am I supposed to do, Sal? Just turn it off?" "No. You channel it somewhere that doesn't cost you your daughter's respect, or Isla's career, or what's left of your own name." He picks the rag back up. "Took me 2 years to learn that lesson. Don't take you too." I don't answer him, because he's not wrong, and there's nothing worse than being called out by someone who's already lived through your exact mistake. I think about Colton a lot that week. Not just as some guy Vera fell into. Something about the way he shows up everywhere now. The dance recital, dropping Deja off, standing in Vera's driveway like he already lives there. Makes it feel less like an accident and more like a plan. Guys who charm their way into somebody's life that fast, that completely, don't usually do it by accident. I don't know what he wants yet, but I'm starting to think it's more than just Vera. Whatever it is, I'm done pretending I haven't noticed. I call Frank the next morning before I can talk myself out of it. "I'm in," I say. "The licensing, the circuit, all of it. Took you long enough." I can hear the smile in his voice. "Good. I'll set up the paperwork. You start training under supervision next week." "What made you sure I'd say yes?" "You're a fighter, Dane. Fighters don't stay down. They just take a while finding their feet." I almost said no. "I want you to know that." "I know. That's exactly why I waited instead of pushing." The licensing process is brutal: exams, observed sessions, a panel of men twice my age deciding whether I'm worth trusting with somebody's career. I pass anyway. 3 weeks later, I'm standing in Isla's corner for her first real amateur bout. Official credentials clipped to my shirt for the first time in 5 years. "You nervous?" I ask her before she steps through the ropes. "A little." "Good. Means it matters." I tape the last strip on her glove. "Remember what we worked on. Faster hands, same power. Let her come to you." "What if I freeze?" "You won't. I've seen you throw that combination 2,000 times. Your body knows it even when your head doesn't. You'll be right there, right? The whole time. Every second." "I'm not going anywhere." She nods, jaw set, and steps into the ring like she was born there. I watch every second from the corner, calling out what I see, and in round 2 she lands the exact combination we drilled. Jab, cross, hook, and the other girl goes down hard enough that the ref waves it off. Isla screams, arms up, and runs straight into my arms. "We did it," she says. "Coach, we actually did it. You did it. I just yelled at you a lot." For the first time in 5 years, I feel something close to whole. 2 days later, a woman I've never seen walks into the gym, arms crossed, eyes sharp like she's already had this conversation in her head 100 times. "You're Dane Marlowe?" "Depends who's asking." "Nadia Reyes." She watches my face for recognition. "Colton's my ex-fiancé." The name lands like a bucket of cold water. "You're his ex?" "Yeah. I heard he's dating someone new. Someone married, apparently." "They're not." I stop myself. "It's complicated." "It's not complicated. It's a pattern." She sits down across from me without being asked. Colton did this to me for a year. Charmed his way into my family's business. Told me I was the only one who understood him. I trusted him with everything. Access to accounts, decisions, all of it. What happened? He drained almost everything. Savings, a line of credit under my name, money my father worked 30 years to build. Then one day he just stopped answering. Gone. No explanation. Did you ever get any of it back? Some. Most of it's gone for good. My father still doesn't know the full number, and I don't have the heart to tell him. My stomach drops. You think he's doing the same thing to Vera? I don't think. I know the signs, and you've got them written all over your face right now. She stands. I'm not here to ruin your life. I'm here because nobody warned me, and I watched everything I had disappear because of it. I don't want that happening to somebody else. She leaves a card on the desk before walking out, the bell above the door ringing behind her. I sit there a long time, staring at it, the ring still smelling like sweat and victory from an hour ago, and none of it matters anymore. This was never just about a broken marriage. Colton isn't a man who fell for my wife. He's a man with a method, working his way towards something colder than an affair. And Vera has no idea what's coming for her. I pick up the phone to call her, then stop, my thumb hovering over her name. She won't believe me. Not yet. Not from the man she just spent months convincing herself stopped seeing her. I'm going to need proof before I can save her from a man she thinks loves her. I ask Vera to meet me for coffee, neutral ground, no Deja, no Colton. You wanted to talk? She says, sitting down across from me, guarded already. I need to tell you something, and I need you to actually hear it before you decide I'm just being bitter. Dane, please, just listen. I keep my voice steady. A woman named Nadia Reyes came to the gym, Colton's ex. She says he did this exact thing to her. Charmed his way in, got access to her family's money, then disappeared once it was gone. Vera's face hardens. You think I don't know how this sounds? My ex-husband suddenly has dirt on the man I'm with. I'm not making this up. You're hurt, Dane. I get it. But turning some stranger's story into a warning about my relationship, that's not concern, that's control. I'm not trying to control anything. I'm trying to protect you. I don't need protecting. Not from him. She stands, grabs her coffee. I have to get back to work. She walks out before I can say anything else, and I sit there feeling like I just made everything worse instead of better. But I'm not the only one who notices things start to crack. 2 weeks later, Deja tells me on the phone, Colton borrowed money from Mommy. What kind of money, baby? A lot, I think. For some business thing. Mommy looked worried when she gave it to him. That's not nothing. That's the first domino Nadia warned me about. A few days after that, Vera calls me, her voice tighter than usual. Can we talk? In person. We meet again, same coffee shop. She looks tired in a way I haven't seen since before Colton. He asked me for another loan, she says. Said his business partner backed out and he needs to cover it fast, or he loses the whole opportunity. What did you say? I said I needed to think about it. He got angry, Dane. Really angry. Not like him. Did he do anything? No. He just yelled. At me. And then at Deja. Because she was playing with his phone and he snapped at her so hard she cried. My jaw tightens. He yelled at our daughter? He apologized right after. Said he was stressed. That's not an excuse, Vera. Not for that. I know, okay. She stares into her cup. But I keep thinking about what you said. About Nadia. Vera, I'm not trying to be right about this. I just don't want you getting hurt. I know. Her voice cracks slightly. I'm scared I already am. That's the first time I've seen doubt in her eyes since this started. Not because of anything I said about betrayal or broken vows, but because Colton raised his voice at her daughter, and that's a line even blind trust can't survive crossing. I don't push. I just nod. Whatever you decide. Deja and I are here. She doesn't answer, just nods back. And for the first time in months, we're not arguing. We're just two tired people trying to protect the same little girl. While all of this unfolds, my own life is finally moving somewhere good. Frank calls me a week later. Regional title fight, he says. They want Isla on the card. And they want you in her corner. Officially, credited as head coach. You're serious. Dead serious. People are talking about you again, Dane. Not as the guy who got hurt. As the guy who's building something real. That's not something I expected to hear again. Get used to hearing it. This is just the start. I hang up the phone and sit with that for a minute. The first time in years my name means something good instead of something people whisper about with pity. I just wish the rest of my life felt half as steady as my career finally does. Vera's still standing at the edge of something she hasn't fully seen yet. I can only hope she finds her way to the edge before it's too late. The arena is packed for Isla's title fight, every seat filled. And for the first time in years I'm standing ringside not as a spectator but as a coach people actually respect again. You ready? I ask her before the walkout. Ready as I'll ever be. You've trained for this your whole life without knowing it. Trust your hands. Trust yours too, coach. I'm not the only one people are watching tonight. Then let's go make some noise. We're halfway through the walkout ritual when I hear a voice cut through the crowd behind me. Loud. Slurred. There he is. The washed-up legend himself. Colton. Swaying slightly, a drink in his hand, grinning like he owns the room. Not now, Colton. No. I gotta say hi to the guy Vera left in the dust. He raises his voice louder, playing to the people around us. Everybody meet Dane Marlowe, former almost champion, current gym janitor. From what I hear, a few people laugh. Most just look uncomfortable. You're drunk. Go home. I'm celebrating. Business is good. He smirks. Real good, actually. Vera's been very generous. I said go home, Colton. Or what? You gonna hit me, champ? He laughs, spreading his arms wide for the crowd. Come on. Show everybody what almost champions do these days. Vera appears from the crowd behind him, face pale, furious. Colton, stop. We need to talk. Now. Talk about what, babe? In front of everyone. About the account. About the money that's supposed to be sitting in the business fund that isn't there anymore. His face shifts, the charm cracking for half a second. You went through my emails? I went through our accounts, Colton. $40,000 is gone. It's tied up. I told you, it's an investment. Nadia told me the truth. All of it. What you did to her family. His jaw tightens. That's not, she's lying. She's bitter, give me my card back. Right now. Vera. Give it back and we're done. I mean it. She reaches for her purse strap, turning to walk away, and Colton grabs her arm. Hard. His fingers digging into her skin hard enough that she cries out and stumbles. I don't calculate. Every year of training, every ounce of restraint I've built since the night Vera told me 2 months, disappears in a single heartbeat. One punch. Clean, straight, right through his guard because he never had one up. He goes down hard, flat on his back, and doesn't move. The crowd gasps, a ring of phones already lifting to film it. Dane. Vera's hand flies to her mouth. Is he breathing? Someone shouts. I stand over him, my knuckles throbbing, my whole body suddenly ice cold with the weight of what I just did. He's not getting up. Not right away. Seconds stretch into something that feels like minutes. Everybody back up. A man pushes through the crowd, badge already out. I'm a detective, move back. Detective Ruiz crouches beside Colton, 2 fingers against his neck. He's got a pulse. Somebody call an ambulance. Is he okay? I ask, my voice barely holding together. He's breathing, probably just knocked out cold. Ruiz looks up at me, eyes sharp, assessing. You the one who hit him? Yes. Why? He grabbed her. I point at Vera, still shaking, the red marks already forming on her arm. Hard. She was trying to walk away and he wouldn't let go. Ruiz looks at Vera's arm, then back at me. Anyone else see that? A dozen hands go up around us. Phones still recording, people nodding. Stay right here, Ruiz says. Both of you. Don't go anywhere. The ambulance arrives faster than I expect. They load Colton onto a stretcher, still unconscious, and I watch them wheel him away with my stomach in my throat, thinking about everything I just rebuilt. The license, the circuit, Isla's fight happening somewhere behind me that I'm not even watching anymore, and how 1 second, one punch might have just erased all of it. Dane! Vera's voice is small beside me. You didn't have to. Yes, I did. You could go to jail. I know. Ruiz walks back over, notepad in hand. Statements going to matter here. Witnesses back your account. He grabbed her first, left marks, you responded. That's a defense, not an assault charge, most likely. But it's not my call. It's the DA's. Most likely, I repeat. Best I can tell you right now. He studies me a second longer. For what it's worth, I saw the whole thing. That wasn't rage. That was protecting somebody. Doesn't feel like it helps much right now. It will. Give it time. He nods toward Vera. Get her looked at. That bruising is going to matter too. I don't feel protected. I feel like I'm standing at the edge of a cliff I just jumped off, waiting to find out if there's ground underneath me or nothing at all. Colton wakes up in the hospital a few hours later. Concussion, nothing worse. Ruiz calls me the next morning. He's fine, he says. Physically, anyway. And legally? For me. Witnesses back your account. He grabbed her first, left bruising, you responded. DA's calling it excessive force, not assault. You'll get a warning. Maybe a fine. Nothing that follows you. I exhale for what feels like the first time in 3 days. That's it. That's it. But that's not the real story here. His voice shifts. We pulled his financial history after your fight went viral. Turns out 3 other women filed similar complaints over the years. Fraud, coercion, 1 restraining order he ignored. Your ex-wife's bank records match the pattern exactly. So he's arrested this morning. Not for the punch you threw. For everything the punch exposed. How long has he been doing this? Years, from what we can tell. You're not the reason he gets caught. You're just the reason it finally stopped. I sit with that a long moment. I didn't mean for any of that to happen. Sometimes the worst moment of your life ends up being the thing that saves somebody else's. He pauses. Anyway, you're clear, Dane. Go coach your fighter. Vera calls that evening. Can we talk? Just us. About Deja. We sit at the same kitchen table where everything broke apart months ago. I'm not asking you to forgive me, she says. I know that's not fair to ask. I'm not there yet. Might not ever be fully. I understand. I don't expect that. But Deja needs both of us showing up. Together, not fighting over her. I look at her steady. Can we do that? Just as parents? Yes. Her voice catches. I'd like that. I'm sorry, Dane. For all of it. I know. I don't say it's okay. Because it isn't. But something in the room feels lighter anyway. Like we've finally put down a weight we'd both been carrying separately. For what it's worth, she says quietly. You were more of a man in that 1 punch than he was in 8 months. I don't have an answer for that. I just nod and let it sit between us, honest for the first time in a long while. 2 weeks later, Isla steps into the ring for her title fight, and I'm right there in her corner where I belong. Whatever happens, I tell her before the bell. You already won just by getting here. Feels like you did too, coach. She fights the best fight of her life. And when the final bell rings, her hand goes up. Champion. She runs into my arms again, screaming. And this time there's nothing complicated tangled up in the joy. Just pride. Frank finds me after, grinning wide. Head coach. Permanent position. Full salary, full benefits, your name on the roster. You're serious. Dead serious. You built this, Dane. Time you got paid like it. 5 years ago, I thought coaching was just something to fill the hole where my career used to be. And now it feels like the thing I was supposed to do all along. I don't know what to say. Say yes. That's usually how these things work. Yes. I laugh, the sound unfamiliar in my own chest. Yes, obviously yes. I look out into the crowd, and there she is, Deja, front row on her feet, screaming louder than anyone else in the building. That's my dad! She shouts to nobody and everybody. That's my dad's fighter. I make my way over, and she throws herself into my arms the second I'm close enough. You did it, she says. I knew you would. We did it, baby. Uncle Mo said you were the best coach in the city. He was right. Uncle Mo exaggerates. Not this time. I hold her there a long moment, the noise of the crowd fading into something soft and distant, and I think about everything that led to this exact second. The injury, the betrayal, the punch I never planned to throw, the year I spent thinking I was nothing but a cautionary tale people whispered about. I was never the tragic ending they thought I was. I was just a man who got knocked down hard, stayed down longer than I should have, and eventually remembered the one thing this sport taught me before it taught me anything else. You don't win by never getting hit. You win by getting back to your corner and walking out for the next round anyway. That's the only title I ever really needed.